Magic 106.7 recognizing Century Bank for contributing financially to and supporting in so many ways area nonprofits and many wonderful and worthwhile organizations, including Mass Ioneer. Melissa Paul is the Chief Development Officer of Mass Ioneer, who it's one of those organizations that you know it perhaps more intimately because you needed to know what it was.
Right.
And if you don't, maybe you just know it as that building that you always sort of drive by at the end of Storrow Drive.
Yes.
But Mass Ioneer has been providing care for many, many years to many, many people.
Yes, thank you so much for having me here today. Mass Ioneer is a very special and unique organization. We're a world-class specialty hospital that helps people just like you and I keep our vision and hearing, but also the ability to speak, to talk, to taste. Many people come to us to overcome head and neck cancer or even facial deformities. So it's a very wide mission. In addition, we are a very intense research organization. So we run the world's largest and most renowned vision and hearing research laboratories. Yes. So we have literally hundreds of physicians and scientists coming to Mass Ioneer every day with the goal of developing new treatments and cures to cure blindness and deafness. And we've made incredible strides over the years.
And two, like you can't say enough about, I always say we're so lucky to be here in Boston. We have the best doctors in the world here, but you guys also train some of the best doctors and then send them off. They get their training at Mass Ioneer.
Absolutely, yes. Mass Ioneer is very, very committed to training. So we train residents and fellows with Harvard Medical School. Many people come from all over the world to have the opportunity to work with our scientists in our labs. And then we want them to go back out. We want them to become the next generation of global leaders. So whether they're providing care like we can provide at Mass Ioneer to people all over the world, or they're coming up with new ideas and collaborating back with us and trying to find treatments and cures. That's what Mass Ioneer is really all about.
And your facilities have to be state of the art. I mean, you're training the best of the best, you're treating people. I imagine that that takes a lot of capital investment in order and resources.
It does, and many people
have,
support our mission, which is really wonderful because they've either been helped and they're grateful that they have the ability to enjoy their lives, to be able to, like I said, to be able to see and hear and interact with the world. So they want to give, but there are many, many other people out there that are counting on us for cures, that they know that we're so close to breakthroughs that every dollar given will help to either impact a life or develop these treatments and cures that are so close.
I broke my wrist, minor injury, a couple of years ago.
This isn't about you, David.
Well, no, but I didn't have the use of my wrist for 8 weeks while I was in a cast, and I was the worst patient in the world. Anybody who was within 100 yards of me, I would whine about it to them. So, and that was just my wrist. It's fine. I imagine losing something as important as your sight or having that impaired or diminished, or your hearing or your voice. I want you to talk a little bit about what the care that you give and what it means to the people. This is a really, really big deal, the care that you give.
It's a huge deal. We save lives at Mass Ioneer, but we save quality of life every day. If you cannot speak or hear, if you can't interact with your world, you can't do all of the things that you want to do, so you become more isolated and more depressed. But what is absolutely spectacular about the Ioneer is that we're able to restore those senses. So we can give people back their hearing, we can give people back the ability to see, or even the ability to stand without fear of falling from balance disorders. So many of these things, and people feel absolutely reborn, and we call it experiencing life. So that is very much what we're all about, is helping that child be able to hear so that they can study, helping that grandparent be able to see so that they can read and enjoy their grandkids, or helping somebody in the middle of life have their abilities to be able to work and be independent and contribute and be part of society. So I think you really hit it on the head what we're all about.
Can you talk a little bit about how you raise funds? I know you guys have a marathon team, I believe.
We do.
And talk a little bit about how that works.
We have a large marathon team, fortunately thanks to John Hancock, who donates numbers. And we have about 50 members each year.
55, oh,
We're very selective in how we choose them because we have ambitious goals for fundraising. But year after year, we pull together an incredible group of people
and you hit the mark.
Want to help. Oh yes, I think we've raised over several $1 million now. So it's really incredible. In addition, it's people, again, like us, who one day had a problem that landed them at Mass Eye and Ear and maybe threatened some part of their life. We were able to help restore it, and people want to give back and want to continue to help others.
Well, I love the idea of giving the care to patients, but also giving the training to other caregivers who can go out into other parts of the world to provide that care elsewhere, not just here in Boston, but all over the globe.
Yeah, I would imagine that people travel quite a distance to see you.
They do. Every single week we see people who are coming in from other parts of the country or other parts of the world. And sadly, many of the people come because they have an inherited condition that might be due to some genetic default that you and I, we're all the same except they have one gene that's different. And so we try to help pinpoint what is that problem, and we try to understand whether it's of immediate impact or there's longer range, because it's a race against time. So once we understand that, then we can try to work very quickly to try to target treatments that will help that child or teenager.
Frequently with the medicine or with research, there's new developments happening all the time. Is there any sort of exciting new things that we're really, really close on?
Well, there's exciting things every day at Mass Eye and Ear, but you're hitting on a couple of them. We're working at either correcting genes or replacing genes, something called gene therapy or gene editing. We're getting very close. We have clinical trials going on right now. So, if your child had that one bad gene and we can put in using a healthy virus, give a new gene, then we might be able to not only halt further progression, but maybe even restore some capability.
Wow, that's exciting.
It's very exciting. We're also doing stem cell trials, which is really focused on rebuilding the human body. So using stem cells to either grow new parts of the ear or the cornea. It sounds very high tech, but this is exciting work that's going on right now. We're also looking at trying to find FDA-approved drugs that might be helpful for different indications, because those drugs are already available and might be able to help patients with different problems than they were already aware of. So some of these are shorter term, like the drug repurposing, and some of them are longer term, like the stem cells. But in the next 5 to 10 years, there's going to be a revolution in medical science, and it's going to be really incredible.
So we're on the brink of
really
all
are.
of this happening. That's an exciting time.
Yeah.
And all happening here in our backyard here in Boston, like Mass Eye and Ear. Melissa Paul is the Chief Development Officer of Mass Eye and Ear. You can find out a little bit more at masseyeandear.org. And thanks for sharing your story and about all the exciting work that you're doing and care that you're giving and all that's just ahead. Continued success.
Thank you.
Thank you.